Mademoiselle, what a pleasure to see you.
Detective,
It is a rather late hour to be wandering the halls.
Oh, yes, of course. I do not feel myself, Detective.
If that is the case, you should be resting.
No, that's quite all right. I will see to my duties and return to bed.
Lizzie! Excuse me, Elizabeth.
Oh, yes, sorry.
I'll see to the detective. You just head on up.
Good night, Detective.
Bonne nuit.
I'm sorry about her, Detective. As you can see,
This weekend seems to have taken quite...
she'll be right as rain in a couple of days.
As if by magic you appeared when needed. I would like to speak with you when the...
At this hour, Detective.
I shall be the one that determines what...
As you wish.
And Mademoiselle Rayan.
Yes, of course. I'll fetch her from the kitchen.
Very well. I shall speak with Mademoiselle Elizabeth when her...
While I am gathering the staff, Mr. Beckers is in the...
I wish to keep a clear head, but... Monsieur Beckers, it is rather late. The other guests...
I didn't even see the time. It's easy to lose oneself in a...
That is something we can agree on, monsieur.
I suppose I should be heading?
Un moment, monsieur. There are some matters that we must discuss.
Oh, what is it, Detective? I'm not sure what you mean.
A proposal to make you somewhat of a star, a figure...
There was certainly no talk of making me a star. That is not the type of man I am. She wanted to write a piece on my work with the union. My speech? I'm not sure what speech.
You may save your false ramblings for your next audience.
Whoever told you that has it wrong, Detective.
Please, monsieur.
Okay, fine. Yes. I was trying to convince him to speak with Ernesto. It's time we brought the strikes to an end.
And that was best approached by a shouting...
He wouldn't listen to a word I said. I spent so long preparing how I was...
It is said that money is the root of all...
Well, he was bargaining with people's lives. If he had a deal? It was an insult!
And that is why you did not sign it?
I didn't sign it because the workers deserve so much more. Not his pathetic...
Did you think there was a chance for a...
I know there was. He's a pompous swine that cares for only himself and filling his pockets.
Mademoiselle Conrad can be quite convincing, can she not?
She has certainly taken several wealthy business partners by surprise with her knowledge and prowess.
But she did not surprise...
Me? Used me? Don't be ridiculous. No, she just reminded me of what I was fighting for. Excuse me?
You had the opportunity to end the strikes, but...
How dare you! I may not be perfect, but I've done
Your efforts fell short in every respect.
It's not as easy as just signing a piece of paper, detective.
You yourself spoke of Mademoiselle Conrad's cunning in...
And I told you, I was not one of her
Tell me then, what was it she reminded you of?
It wasn't like that.
From where I am standing, it was she that was manipulating the terms of the deal, and you were merely her pawn.
I think you have let your imagination run away with... What kind of union lead...
Mademoiselle Conrad can be quite...
She has certainly
But she did not...
Me? No, she... And I stand by that. It was a
rather bold move to make.
I may not be perfect.
Your efforts fell short in every respect.
It's not as easy as just signing a...
You yourselves...
And I told you, I was not...
Tell me then, what was it...
It wasn't like...
From where I am standing, it was she that... You were merely her pawn.
Okay, yes, I know. I shouldn't have listened to her. But what else...
It may not have been your intention, but...
What does that have to do with it?
I have often wondered about the competition siblings face in a large family.
When you're young, it is the best feeling to know you have family that will stand by you, without even being asked. It is not until everyone starts carving their own path that you realize you're walking yours solo. My older brothers were the athletes of the family. They both played soccer.
Oui, monsieur, but I can assure you that was not...
Then there was me. Quiet, timid, a shadow of the Becker brothers. My voice and very presence was forgotten. Years passed, and now that I no longer stood in the colossal ombre of my brothers, I could become my own man. You hear politicians speak of the little or the common man? Well, that was me. And I knew what we wanted and what we needed. It was supposed to be my crowning achievement. Lead the men to victory over the money-grabbing oppressors. But instead, all I...
Monsieur, it was not at your hands that these men died. The blame cannot...
It's getting late, detective.
Merci. Oh. Huh. Oh. Huh.
Detective, what can we do for you?
You can help me by telling the truth, and in the process...
Sorry, Detective. It's a bit late in the night for riddles.
It is no riddle, monsieur. If I do not receive the truth, you shall all be charged as accessories to murder.
Detective, I think maybe you have been locked in this house.
You have told me a version, and now I require honesty. Things are beginning to become clear. Come, my little grey cells. Order and method. I cannot see the logic in... I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction. Monsieur Sterling, is there anything you would like to add?
I'm not sure what you think I have done.
Let us not string out this charade any longer.
From his associate. I've already told you, Detective. I don't know who it was.
Do not worry yourself on such details now. I suppose they were lucky to have called when they...
Aye, Detective. Oh, you found it. Thank you.
If I had lost a war medal, I would not...
It's not what you think.
Exploiting a dead man's military achievements for...
Nothing of the sort. He asked me to clean them up. Whiskey?
You took a bottle of whiskey to the Major. You
Aye, of course. It was a bottle he picked up from his last visit to Scotland. Rather smoky number from the Highlands. Or was it the one from... I wouldn't know.
Your father was in the military for many years. That is...
He was.
And your family still keep his...
They were sold.
And why was that, monsieur?
Is my family on track?
Only you, monsieur. And...
Because we...
Voila.
No. He keeps them safe with...
Is that a typical job for the head butler?
He trusts me to do a good job. I told him I used to clean my...
And where does he keep these items?
In the storage room. I know where everything is, so it's just... It's certainly better than my last.
You are paid a fitting wage for the work that is asked of you?
I'm sure the lady of the house would not want me discussing it.
That is not the most convincing answer, monsieur.
Between you and I, we all work very hard here.
Please don't go. This will not get me. Is there some... I must take a different approach if I... Another success. Some would say a lucky guess. Mademoiselle, I shall keep my questions.
I don't know what else I can tell you.
You have been honest with me so far. All I request is that...
Oui, détective. It was frantic in the pantry. We were working hard to make sure everything was...
Go on.
Then Liz burst in, asking for Mamore's help.
Her help with what?
I don't know. She took Liz to one side, and I was needed in the salon. We spoke just after that in the pantry.
You did not question what she needed help with?
I was too busy. I love Liz, but she sheds a tear at almost everything these days.
Merci. Mademoiselle, I shall be as quick and precise.
Ok. Merci.
Forgive me, mademoiselle, for not extending them.
He was my only brother, and he died doing what he believed was right. You say the riots, but it was the strike he was part of.
By they, you are referring to the security forces.
Security, huh? They were brought in to make an example,
Why would they need to make an example?
so that the workers would stop rallying. The security you talk of were... Yes,
This was before or after Archibald took...
before.
You are sure?
It may...
The whiskey is kept in the cellar with all the alcohol.
It is.
Then you must have noticed him going into the cellar and returning with...
Yes, I suppose I did. What is there to say?
That may be, but she came looking for your help,
She wasn't...
and she came to you.
I told you, we are a family here.
When I saw her earlier, I must admit she was not looking herself. But
No! Just leave the poor girl. She'll be fine.
merci, mademoiselle. must act on thought. I cannot see the logic in this. I must act on What a revelation! Is there something? Come, my little grey cells. I must take a different approach if... Magnifique. The pieces of the puzzle are finally... Some would say a lucky guess. Order and method. Magnifique. This will not get me any closer to my... I cannot see the logic in this. I must act on The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together. Order and method. I must take a different Come, my little grey cells. What a revelation! I should not be surprised by my... Is there something... Another success. This will not get... Order and method. That is... Things are beginning to become... I must take a different approach. Another success. Come, my little grey cells. We must... I cannot see the logic in this. Is there something I am not... Things are beginning to become clearer. Monsieur Sterling,
Oh, detective.
please. I eagerly await to hear what...
A butler's job is...
I am no fool, monsieur. You have...
Honestly, detective,
And with good...
I've been thinking about
I often think on fond memories, but it does...
There are many memories held within these walls. I didn't realize the noise I was making.
Obviously. Were you preoccupied?
Of course not. I already...
No, monsieur. You attempted to dupe me again into believing one of your stories.
Please, detective. I know you know how it ended up in my possession. I was just...
Theft of a medal would be the very least of your problem.
Deceive? I'm sorry.
Would you care to explain the fake telephone call? It was
Why would I fake a telephone call?
the same reason that Mademoiselle Rihanna dressed in the Major's jacket in the snow, to allow not only the guests but me to...
I didn't kill him, detective.
I know, monsieur. But I also know that you helped the one that did.
It wasn't like that. We were just trying to help. You never let on. How long have you known?
Monsieur, I am Detective Hercule Poirot. I only show my hand.
You will be taking her away then.
She will stand trial for what she has done.
But you don't know the full story. She is just a son.
If Mademoiselle was only protecting herself, as you both have claimed,
The Major's military
the one that stored his medals,
amongst other things, yeah?
and those other things are...
I had to protect her. If you found it when searching the study, you would have carted her off then and there.
Whatever it is you have hidden, it will not remain that way for much longer. I need a moment. Magnifique. What a revelation!
There is no use.
I need a moment. Oh. Aha. Ah. Ah. Huh. I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction. I must act on thought and... This will not get me... I must act on thought and... The pieces of the puzzle are finally... Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of...
There is no use lying. He always had his regiment lighter that he...
And yet, it was not his regiment and...
My father's. It must have fallen out of my pocket.
Monsieur, you have stashed evidence, manipulated a crime scene, obscured my investigation, and yet...
If it is my path to end up behind bars for what I have done. I have heard how you fought for that young maid before, Fleurette.
Even the secret area that has been created here is...
I couldn't just leave it at the scene for you to find.
The Major was killed by his own knife. The knife that...
It was in his holster when he attacked her. He had hold of her arm. What if... She didn't plan any of it, Detective.
That is what Mademoiselle told you?
She did, and I believe her. You think you knew the Major, but you had no idea.
That may be true, but that does not excuse what she...
Put yourself in her shoes for a minute. If a man like that...
Order and method. I should not be surprised by my own... Magnifique.
There is no use. When you asked me yesterday about seeing someone out there, I thought the game was up.
That does not explain what you were doing out there.
When Lizzie took me to the study, the knife was still in the Major's chest, and I knew I had to get rid of it. I dropped it out of the window.
So you collected it under the cover of darkness and stowed it away in here where you thought no one would find it.
After your questioning in the pantry, I knew...
And where did you plan on moving it to?
Honestly... There is no use. Why what? Why I would risk it?
Exactement.
Because she is family. If...
I can assure you, monsieur.
Then perhaps that says something about you, Detective.
Even if it means crossing the bound...
Without question. Detective, but please, you have to help Lizzie.
If she is put behind bars...
Detective, you can't be...
It is not cruelty, monsieur. Is there something... I must take a different approach if... Come, my little great... This will not get me... Things are beginning to become clearer. Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a... I cannot see the logic in this. Another success. Order and method. The pieces of the puzzle are What a revelation! What a revelation!
Detective Poirot, I'm glad you're awake.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. It has certainly not...
Please, detective, I'm not sure I can take any more
I'm afraid this may be the most up...
You have found Felix's...
I have. And the guilty party will...
Detective, please...
It was Mademoiselle Elizabeth that was...
You must be mistaken. Elizabeth could not do such a thing.
I assure you I am not. It is something I spent much of last night... When you spoke of the telephone lines being out of order, it made me question the conversation I thought I had held...
But it hasn't been working all weekend.
Exactement, mademoiselle. That is when I knew I...
She was meant to be resting in the staff quarters.
I am afraid that was yet another lie, orchestrated to keep her from...
Why would you think that, detective?
I only managed a few words with her.
I must admit, he has a habit of speaking of...
It was much more than merely disturbing our conversation. It was done with the intention to prevent...
So, Elizabeth killed Felix?
In its simplest form.
You have spoken with Elizabeth already?
Not Elizabeth, but Monsieur Sterling.
I wasn't.
It was Monsieur Sterling that I found in there. I was taken.
What on earth was he doing?
He claimed he was merely reminiscing of his time with...
You don't believe him?
It did not take long for me to uncover the truth of why he was there. And...
Hidden area?
A room that held all of the major
I had no idea. Did you discover...
I did. Were you aware he was dishonorably discharged from the...
Dishonorably? What does that mean? Yes, Gideon told me about the conversation you had.
Zachariah was adamant of the Major's cruelty during the war, but the extent was not known until now.
Surely not. He would not do such a thing. They must have been trying to...
I am afraid not.
Oh, detective.
It is the reason he was discharged, denied his military pension, and...
He had been such an important part of my life for so long, but I feel like I hardly knew... In a sense, you said it was she that killed him.
It was her hand that held the knife, but he was quite insistent it happened.
In all of the years I have known her, she has barely even raised her voice.
The whole truth cannot be known, and...
Will you allow me to be present?
I think that is an excellent idea. I hope your presence will...
Please, detective.
I will offer Mademoiselle Elizabeth the fair trial that she...
Thank you.
Would you bring Mademoiselle Elizabeth to the...
Of course.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth, merci for joining us.
Miss Angeline said you requested to see me urgently.
We have some serious matters to discuss, and I would like to waste no further...
Oh, yes? Still not quite myself.
I was surprised when Monsieur Sterling hurried you to assist Madame Vandenbosch last night.
I should not have avoided my duties for so long. The house does not stop because I'm feeling a little under the weather.
That is true, but you cannot be expected to complete all your tasks if you are not in the right frame of mind.
Honestly, Detective, it was best for me to not sit and wallow anymore. Have you been able to uncover who
The blackmailer's identity has been established.
Wonderful news, Detective! You can put it all behind you now. You must be...
I would not say thrilled, knowing that such a close friend has betrayed us.
Mademoiselle is correct. What I have learned over this weekend is that people are not always as they appear.
And,
Well, Mademoiselle,
I'm not quite sure what you want me to say, Detective.
your honest opinion is all I ask, and, s'il te plaît,
We only spoke when there was something in the house to be done. We did not speak of interests or pastimes.
You knew of his work with Monsieur de Silva?
I only know what is required of me to know, and that is very little.
But you were aware of his work as security at Monsieur de...
I was.
The factory your beloved Luke worked at, before he was...
Yes, Detective. Yes, that is where he spent his last moments. Standing...
The resulting riots were a terrible tragedy. One that I hope we will not have to see or experience again.
Nobody deserved to die that day. Detective, what kind of
It is a straightforward one. Mademoiselle, if there is something you wish to tell...
I'm sorry, Detective, I just don't know how to answer it.
Let us consider what we know of the Major. He fronted the militia that attacked the workers at the strike. You finally had someone to blame for Luke's death. Someone conveniently located in the same house, alone in his study.
No, Detective. It wasn't like that.
Tell me what happened with the Major on the evening of his death.
I was only in here trying to prove what I heard Mr. Beckers say. I was going to report him, I swear. Miss Angeline...
I want to. I am still trying to understand it all myself. Why don't you start from the beginning?
I was delivering Miss Angeline's dress to her room when I heard Mr. Beckers arguing with the Major in his study. Mr. Beckers was talking about the factory strikes and how it was the Major's fault. He told him that if he didn't own up to his crimes, he would go to the newspapers.
I cannot imagine the Major would have taken kindly to Monsieur Becker's threat.
He didn't. He called him some rather uncouth names before Mr. Beckers left and went downstairs. I made sure to keep out of sight. After the altercation between the Major and Master Gideon, you went to speak with him outside, and I thought I could look around his study without anyone knowing.
And did you find the proof you are looking for?
I found a payment from Mr. De Silva, but there was nothing incriminating about that. I was so nervous. I felt like my heart was beating out of my chest.
And then you saw the blackmail note.
I recognized the writing on the envelope. I couldn't believe it. How could he do such a thing to Angeline?
Common sense would determine the Major was another victim of the blackmailer.
If I'd have used common sense, I wouldn't have been snooping around alone in his study in the first place. I heard the footsteps in the hall, and before I could move, the Major was standing in front of me, demanding to know why I was going through his belongings without permission. I tried to come up with an excuse, but nothing came out, and when he saw the letter in my hand, it was like Dr. Jekyll turning into Mr. Hyde. I tried to move around him towards the door, but he hurled something towards me, and it crashed against the wall.
That would explain the damage to the wall.
I froze. I have never been so scared in all my life. I thought he was going to kill me there and then.
And you thought you would beat him to it?
Oh, Detective, you make it sound as though I had it all planned. He lunged forward and grabbed me by the arm. I tried to push him away, but he was too strong. His grip just got tighter and tighter. If only you had seen the look in his eyes, I dared not even scream. I saw the sheath on his belt. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't want to hurt him, but he wouldn't let go of me.
So you took your opportunity to put an end to it all.
I just wanted to get him off me. I didn't want to hurt him. I reached for it and I jabbed it at him. His grip instantly loosened and I ran.
You did not even look to see what state you had left him in?
She had just been attacked, Detective.
Oui, please.
I ran down to the pantry looking for Rahana. I explained to her what had happened and she went to find Archie. She said he would know what to do. We went back to the study. And Archie said that no one would believe me. That if someone like me killed someone like him, I would be sent straight to the gallows. He left the letter so you would find it.
So I am to believe that it was Monsieur Sterling and Mademoiselle Rihanna that cleaned the scene and orchestrated a plan that included a fake telephone call and...
I swear I had no idea that is what they had done. Archie just told me to stay out of sight. I am no master criminal.
Then Monsieur Sterling and Mademoiselle Rihanna will be charged for obstruction of justice and impeding my investigation.
Please, Detective, they were only...
If they wished to help you, they should have brought all of this to my attention immediately instead of committing more illegal acts.
Surely you haven't forgotten what happened with Fleurette. She was only accused of stealing a bracelet.
It is a day I have not forgotten, mademoiselle. Even for a moment.
Without your help, I don't stand a chance. Please, Detective Poirot, you...
Oh, Elizabeth, why didn't you come to me?
I didn't think you would believe me. I felt so guilty. And when it was announced yesterday that he was a victim of the blackmailer, I wanted to tell you everything. I'm sorry.
I must take a different approach. This will not get me any... I must act on thought. I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Oh, yes, Detective. I don't know where it is.
If you have been honest with me until now...
I'm sorry, I really don't know. Archie dropped it out of the study window and he said he would deal with it. I couldn't bear to touch the thing. Please, I was only protecting myself. I didn't want to hurt him. He just...
Oui, mademoiselle.